billion will secure our border against the flow of illegal drugs and irregular migration, while ensuring the free flow of people and goods that are at the core of North America's prosperity. It's composed of 5 pillars: detecting and addressing fentanyl and its precursors, significant new tools for law enforcement, improving operational coordination, improving information sharing, and minimizing border volumes to the United States. I will lay out the measures pertaining to public safety, and my colleagues Mark Miller and Yara Sachs will speak to the measures stemming from their portfolios.
Thank you, Dominic. Good afternoon, everyone. Canada is and everyone knows this here, is a top destination for people seeking to build a better life or to visit. And Canadians expect us to uphold our humanitarian tradition, but also offer the security to those who desperately need it. At the same time, they expect our asylum system to be one that is efficient and well managed and shielded against fraud. They also expect migration from our side of the border, frankly both sides of the border, to be safe and orderly, and in order to strengthen the mutual security with our neighbours to the south. I'm announcing a number of measures today, but let's start off from where we are currently. We invested in Budget 2024 a little over $700 million in over 5 years, $159 million of which was financing for permanent stability, integrity measures for the asylum system. After we extended the Safe Third Country Agreement to our entire border, including internal waterways, asylum claims made by people crossing illegally dropped from about 165 per day in March last year to about 12 per day since then. After we introduced the partial visa requirement for Mexicans and Mexican nationals in February to address the high volume of asylum claims, many of which were refused, abandoned, or withdrawn, we've seen a staggering drop of about 97% in claims made by Mexican citizens in Canada compared to 2023. And overall, asylum claims from Mexico have dropped by 92%. When we learned of increased exploitation of our visitor visas, which affect our shared border with the U.S., people finding a way to get into Canada, the reverse has happened in the U.S. to us as well, with the Roxham Road experience as recent history, we took action. And as a result, illegal crossings into the U.S. by Canadian visa holders have dropped by 84% since June. Important to this is the refusal rate as part of the integrity measures that we put into place, which is about 61% for countries that we've noticed the highest level of abuse. This morning we saw the latest stats from Statistics Canada, which shows the slowest growth in our population since the first quarter of 2023. As Minister LeBlanc mentioned, IRCC will be working with our counterparts in the U.S. to share information that we can improve security and further reduce the risks that individuals with a criminal past can enter Canada. That includes more thorough vetting of electronic travel authorizations, for example. Beyond these efforts, we're proposing new measures to strengthen the integrity of the immigration system. The first is to put an end to an irritant with the U.S., which is a practice known as flagpoling, people that leave Canada with no intention to go back, no intention to spend any time in the U.S., but then immediately go back in to get quicker processing at the border, where they would have to wait in Canada. Flagpoling uses up valuable resources on both sides of the border, slows border traffic, and prevents officers on both sides of the border from focusing on more critical tasks. When this change comes into effect, temporary residents already in Canada will have to apply online to extend their stay, and flagpoling will no longer be an option. We're proposing to give Canada more control over its immigration documents as well, so we respond to exceptional events in ways that protect Canada and our public resources. So we'll be introducing legislative amendments that will allow us to change, suspend, or cancel immigration documents, including visas, as well as to suspend or cancel applications in our inventory when it's deemed to be in the public interest, for example, in cases of mass fraud. In addition, we'll be introducing measures to streamline the asylum system to deal quickly with illegitimate claims. This will align us, in a sense, with measures that the U.S. already has within its own jurisdiction. Finally, of interest to this, and people that follow this issue, we're implementing further measures that will reinforce program integrity and reduce potential LMIA fraud, such as removing additional points that candidates receive under express entry for having a job offer, This measure is expected to remove the incentive for candidates to purchase an LMIA, resulting in increased fairness and integrity in the Express entry system and taking some of the value of the fraud already being perpetrated in the LMIA system. To anyone considering entering Canada illegally, as we head into the coldest months of the winter, we want to make it clear that trying to cross Canada between our official ports of entry is dangerous, and it will, in almost cases, render any subsequent asylum claim unsuccessful.